Hi. Well, onward we go with Moses and Aaron and Moses' family all going back into Egypt. And when they got back into Egypt, they were there for a few days. And then the Pharaoh was approached by one of his servants. And the Pharaoh said, "Excuse me, sir, there are two men outside that wish to see you." And so Pharaoh said, "Well, send them on in. Let's see what they want." Well, here comes Moses and Aaron into the Pharaoh's palace. And Moses just simply told him, to make a long story short, "We want you to let our people go. But if you could just let them go and have a little break for 3 days so we could all go out outside of town and worship the true and living God." And the Pharaoh said, "You gotta be kidding me. No." And he sent them out. And he made it even worse for the Egyptians. He said, "Just for this, I'm gonna," he used to have truckloads of sand coming in so the Israelites could make bricks. And did I say Egyptians before? I meant the Israelites, to make bricks. And he said, just for that stupid request, they can work even harder. I don't want them to bring in any more sand for them. They can dig their own sand. And so it made it really rough on the Israelites. He was just awful to them. Well, now, poor Moses, the Egyptians were mad at him, and so were the Israelites, because their work had become so much harder than before. And having to, put their feet in the sand and the mud and making bricks like that and having to dig their own sand. So Moses and Aaron got together once again with the Lord. And the Egyptians, they were not happy, and the Israelites were not happy. And Moses thought, "Oh, Lord, what did you get me into?" And when I say these are 4-minute Bible stories, I mean like around 4 minutes. Sometimes it's way around 4 minutes. But sometimes a story just needs to come to an end. This won't be that long. Not much longer. And so Moses went back again with his brother Aaron into the palace. And the Pharaoh basically said, "Now what do you want?" And they said, "We want you to let our people just go free. Let them go." And Pharaoh thought, what audacity these men have. And Moses said, "I'm going to show you something to show that the true and living God is with me." And so Moses took his rod and he threw it on the ground in front of the Pharaoh, and it became that snake again. And the Pharaoh kind of backs up and puts his feet up in his chair, I think. Snake going for him. And he said, "Get out of the way, go." And he immediately ran to the back room, and the Bible says he got some of his sorcerers and wizards and was talking with them for a little while about what Moses did. And so he had them come out with their sticks. And he said, "Watch this." And so they threw their sticks on the ground, and they became snakes too. Which tells me there's a lot of fake things in the world that Satan brings in front of us. There's nothing behind it at all. But Satan is a great deceiver of people. And somehow their things became snakes too. And Ephesians 6:12 tells us that there's a battle going on. It says that we don't wrestle against flesh and blood, but we wrestle against spiritual wickedness in high places. And so here's where this verse comes in real good, because, and it was written thousands of years later, but here's the first good example. So they threw their sticks on the ground, and they became snakes too. But you know what happened? God's snake ate up all the other snakes. And Moses picked it up again, and it became his staff. And Pharaoh said in his heart, holy moly. He says, get out of here. No, I will not let your people go. I hate you. Get out of the palace. And so Moses and Aaron left, feeling quite successful with that one. But the Pharaoh still said, no, I will not let your people go. And that's where we're going to stop it today. And that was 6 minutes. See you soon.